Good morning. Today is Tuesday, the 29th of January, 2013. Here's the news worth talking about in Panama today. From the La Prensa newspaper, they're talking about the coastal strip third phase, or the third phase of the project that starts basically from Paitilla and it goes all the way down Balboa Avenue. Well, it got as far as the fish market, then they wrapped it around and it got as far as Casco Viejo. Well, now they're going around Casco Viejo and they're going to hook in. The goal is to eventually build between the northern and the southern corridor, and then connecting the coastal strip and then all the way into the Bridge of the Americas, so that eventually you'll be able to drive all the way around Panama City on either the coastal strip or the northern corridor without ever having to go into the middle of the city. And then you can get to both bridges being the Bridge of the Americas and the Centennial Bridge, which you can already access from the northern corridor. Now, there are a group of people in the old part of Casco Viejo that are protesting this thing, and they tried to go through the UNESCO, the United Nations, to stop the project. But they're building it. They're doing a landfill basically, and they're going to build the highway around the outside of the Casco Viejo. The point of this article is that with this, yesterday there was a thing about a company that is put in their permits to build a marina and residential towers and a project right there off of the Amador Causeway. This new road that goes over that way is really going to increase the value of those properties, because you'll be able to just zip right there on this new highway. And well, the new coastal strip, and then this is just going to make it easier to get to those properties, or anything on the Amador Causeway for that matter, from the city. You'll be able to bypass the little nut right now where you've got to go through the bottom of Ancon Hill there and the Avenida de los Martires and all that stuff, and you'll be able to just zip right out to the causeway. So it's going to make that more valuable. There is a commission, this is in the Panama America, a commission that is studying they're going to create a manual on the use of patriotic symbols, including the Panamanian flag. There was a scandal that popped up last week. There was a Panamanian model who was working in Argentina, and she was basically doing a video and photo shoot, and she was using the Panamanian flag. There wasn't really much of it. I mean, she was using it more like a hanky than anything else to cover up the key parts of her body to keep from being nude. And then when that video surfaced, it caused a big scandal in Panama. And then they've been talking about it for a week or so. And then, of course, everybody went to Ruben Blades, who has his the things that he uses on stage, which are painted with the Panamanian flag. And they're going, I can't do that either, you know. So now they're going through this discussion of what you can do and what you can't do. And Martinelli came out and said, well, I don't really care if people do these kinds of symbols because they're doing it. You know, it's the Panamanian flag for sports. Or they had Irving Saladino wrapping himself in a flag after he won the gold medal. It's like, well, okay. So anyway, they're going through this discussion of what's appropriate and what's not. And I think that kind of like if you wrap yourself in the flag after winning the gold medal in the Olympics, or you're wrapping yourself in the flag while you're shaking your ass and doing a pole dance in Argentina as a hot model, those are slightly different things. So it's going to be curious to see the verbiage that they come up with in this manual. You know, can't do that, can do this, you know, splitting hairs, so to speak. Okay, this is from the Estrella. There are some campesinos who are protesting the building of a hydroelectric project on the San Pablo River in the community of La Hueca Bajo. Once again, you have these concessions that have been granted to build these hydroelectric projects. One thing that Panama has a lot of is rainfall, and a lot of this rainfall just falls on the mountains where there's nothing. There's no development. It's just the water goes down a river. So it's relatively simple to just build a dam across that valley, create the water behind the dam, and then generate electricity. And these projects are being built, and then of course you have these small groups. Now The article says there were 50 people who showed up, and then I counted heads in the pictures, and you can see maybe 20. So, you know, they're blocking the road, and they're not going to let the equipment in, whatever. This is extortion, okay? Just to be clear, this is extortion. These people know that these companies are coming in, and they're going to build their hydroelectric project. They know that the government of Panama is going to do it, whether or not they're protesting, and they're just looking to get paid to go away. So they'll get paid, and they'll go away. All right. There was a pair, man and a woman, who were arrested in Las Paredes de San Antonio in San Miguelito, and they had 33 kilos of cocaine in their house. So they're in prison. Okay, here in Telemetro, they're saying there's an increase of grass fires in Panama. This happens every year. You get 8 or 9 solid months of rain and sunshine, so this elephant grass grows like crazy. Then the rain stops. A month or so goes by, it dries out, then you get these massive grass fires. Happens every year. It's happening now. It's grass fire season. So if you're driving down the road and you've got massive flames going across the highway, you might not want to drive through that stuff because it could be dangerous. Okay, here is a report on TVN. A doctor from the director of pharmacies and drugs from the Ministry of Health went on TV and said that about 10% of the people who get hospitalized in Panama, they end up in the hospital because they tried to medicate themselves. It's kind of a thing here in Panama where people just walk into a pharmacy and go, it kind of hurts right here. And then the pharmacist ends up almost acting like the role of a doctor. They push pills at them and say, here, take this. And it's very possible to auto-medicate or medicate yourself and cover up the symptoms of what could be a greater health risk. So the message here is don't do that. Go to the doctor, go to the hospital, get yourself taken care of, and get proper medical care. All right. Now, along the same lines of healthcare here in the Siglo, they're saying that the person who died in Cologne did not die due to the Clostridium difficile bacteria, which is a bacteria that gets into your gut, causes diarrhea. They're saying the person died from other causes, and they're saying it was not due to that bacteria, but the person who died was infected with the bacteria. I mean, once again, are you splitting hairs here? If the person was not infected with the bacteria, might they have survived? They're saying, well, the diarrhea was controlled. Well, who knows, whatever. They don't, apparently the people here working at the hospital in Cologne didn't want that to be the message that the person had died of that bacteria. Okay. Speaking of dead people, there's an article here. This actually was in a couple days ago from Mediadio. They're talking about the inscriptions in the Molirena political party, and they're saying that a woman who died 5 years ago was inscribed in the party. So this is, again, politically motivated article. They're questioning the inscription numbers. The Molirena party has basically doubled their size in 2012. They're now up to 104,000 or so members. As of the last numbers, I believe those were November of 2012. So Molirena is going to be in a alliance with the Cambio Democrático party going into the elections in 2014, and they're on a roll to suck in as many members as they can from either the Panamista party or the PRD, and to make themselves as valuable as an ally as possible to the Cambio Democrático. All right, and then the last thing here, Dia Dia, everybody's getting ready for the game against Costa Rica, which is coming up, and they have a list of the players who will be activated for that game. It's most of the primary guys. There's no real surprises here. Nobody's really missing. Blas Perez, Felipe Beloy, Pineda. So anyway, that's the vibe is happening because that game is getting ready to go down. Okay, let me see, where am I? That's it. I'm done. I'm out. That's all the news today for the 29th of January 2013. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.